guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley Lanese. I make videos on spirituality and motivation, blending the two together so you can get the best benefit out of it. This week's video is on my 7 tips for confident body language and power poses. Let's get started. The reason why body language is important when it comes to your confidence is because did you know that when you are in conversation with someone else, your body does 80% of the talking? Our stance shows people the emotional state we are in and the relationship that we have with ourselves. When we do confident power poses and utilize our space, our brain feels literally more confident. It's the same thing like when you smile and you really let that smile reach your eyes, you start to feel happier. That leads me to my first tip, which is take up space, all of it. Don't have what is called T-Rex arms where you're only operating here, and talk with your palms forward. The reason why it's good to talk with your palms out and to talk with your palms in general is because the best speakers in the world talk with their hands, number 1. And number 2, when you talk with your palms forward, we still have these things ingrained in us. Back to the early days of when humans were hunting and gathering, we would look at people's palms to see if they had any weapons or anything threatening. That is why when you stand with your hands behind your back, a sense of unease approaches the person you're talking to. It looks like you're a little sneaky and like you have something to hide. So talking with your hands forward, trying to always expose your hands when you're telling a story is key to having confident body language. It shows the other person, hey, I can trust that person. I see their hands. And I'm not saying you've got to have your hands forward the whole time. It's just talk with them, move them, show the front sometimes. Don't make it look like you're holding anything. And if you do, open your palms, things of that nature. Moving on to that second half of this first tip, utilizing your whole aura shield is what I like to call it, blending in that spirituality with that motivation. We have this personal space bubble. And what I want you to do right now, if you are able, is to take your hand and press them all the way that you can go and really feel your space and feel where you might hesitate to continue to go. You can evaluate your own confidence level by seeing where you feel comfortable expanding to, because this is your space. When you do this, the universe allows you to have this much space. This is your bubble. You can go that way, you can go backwards, you can go to the side. Feel your space bubble. Understand you were given all of this, and the more that you use it, the more people will feel confident energy. And the more that you use it, the comfortable you'll get with it and build confidence by using the space you were allotted. People get drawn to you when you are using all of your space. You get larger, so you look more confident. People in positions of power, elites, actors, all use wide body language. So make sure you are using your entire space bubble and showing your hands and talking with your hands when you do that. Tip number 2 is utilize the power of mudras. So this is where you get that motivation and spirituality together. Mudras are a part of Hinduism, and they are a spiritual and symbolic hand gesture that evokes a sort of symbolism. My favorite mudra is called the flying lotus, and it is this hand position where your thumbs are pressed together and the rest of your fingers are like that. So sometimes when I'm just standing, I will just do this mudra or just sitting here. And what this one evokes is motivation, enlightenment, happiness, and love. I encourage you guys to do more research on mudras, as I am not a mudra expert, but I love to give you guys these spiritual techniques that will help inspire you and raise that confidence level. Tip number 3 is doing power poses. As you can see, I am in a different spot in my house than I'm normally at, because this one has to do with going up against a wall every single morning to evoke a very powerful feeling in your being. And the more that you do this, the more confidence that grows inside of you. There is a specific power pose that I learned from Charisma on Command. I will link that video down below. And the reason why this is so beneficial before we start this exercise is because the more that you do it, the more your shoulders pull back naturally, which signifies an open body. Open bodies are signs of confidence. If you do this every single day, what will start to happen is your body will assume this as a natural position. Our physical states are linked to our emotions. That is something that you will learn if you take acting classes. And because these states are linked with actions, what happens is, if your body naturally assumes these confident states over time, a biofeedback loop starts, and you get these happy and confident emotions throughout your day without even having to try, because you've assumed this position so many times. That then pumps confidence all throughout your body. What we're going to do is we are going to align our body against the wall. We want our head, shoulders, butt, and heels of our feet to go up against the wall. I am going to show you guys now. So what we are first going to do is set our head and our butt and the heels of our feet up against the wall. Take your hand and your elbow and pin it against the wall and hold this. Your arms might get a little tired. Try not to allow too much tension to build. Of course, if this is a hard position for you to assume, what you want to do is ease into it. Start with only 5 seconds. It really doesn't have to be too long to start to feel like it's making an impact. You can increase the time if that feels comfortable to you. Before you leave the house, you also want your feet shoulder width apart, and then once you feel like your body has really rested into this position, you want to walk forward, holding this stance still. So everything moves in alignment. You pull off of the wall and then you walk forward. And as you do that, you keep that stance and that structure alive in your body. Tip number 4 is the power pose of placing your hands on your hips. Most people know that placing your hands on your hips is very powerful. However, there are ways to increase your power depending on how you place your hands on your hips. So with that open frame, what you're going to do is place your hands on your hips with your fingers outward. The reason why is because this makes you look more confident, you look more spacious, you look like less of a threat, so people are more invited to like you. What you don't want to do is put your hands on your hips like this, where only your thumb is right here. This looks more threatening, this looks less secure. So placing your hands on your hips like this is a way more powerful structure. Tip number 5 is the crossing arms power pose. When you cross your arms, you want your hands to be exposed like so. You do not want to tuck your hands. This looks less confident and more insecure. So to utilize power, you want to cross your arms like this. And if you get a little tired, don't lean on one hip. That looks less powerful, less confident. What you want to do is you want to take one foot and put it in front of you like that, where this leg is doing all of the heavy lifting, but this leg is relaxing as I put it in front of me. This makes my frame look even still, and it shows more power. The leaning makes me look less powerful, and less secure. This leaning method also works for when your hands are on your hips like so. Power pose number 6 is putting your hands in your pocket. When you put your hands in your pocket like this, it signifies to people that you are less confident. However, making a teeny little shift where you keep your thumbs out signifies more confidence. Tip number 7 is when you are sitting down, a power pose you can do is putting your hand on your chin and becoming what is known as the thinker. Exposing your thumb and doing that is also a great way to show that you are in a position of power and infinite confidence. So that's all I have for you guys today. Comment down below what your favorite power pose was. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end. You are a rock star. I post new videos every Monday. Look me up on Instagram and TikTok, and I will see you all in the next video.